Knights of Columbus. Illustrated. A complete ritual and history of the first 3 degrees, including all secret work, by a former member of the order. Profusely illustrated. An historical sketch of the institution by those, tried in 1920. And published by Ezra Cook. At the devil's booth are all things sold. Each ounce of dross costs its ounce of gold. For a cap and bells our lives we pay, bubbles we earn with a whole soul's tasking. 'Tis heaven alone that is given away. 'Tis only God may be had for the asking. During the past years the many activities in which the Knights of Columbus have been engaged, both political and religious, have brought them before the public notice continually, thus creating a tremendous demand for literature concerning the order. For an organization that has been in existence so short a time to have reached a membership of nearly 500,000 seems phenomenal, but such are the facts. It has been the rapid growth of the fraternity which has prevented the publishers from presenting the public with a complete ritual heretofore, as the ritual has been changed several times, and not until the order had adopted something like a permanent work did the publishers feel warranted in issuing this publication. After having made careful investigations, and having had the present work authenticated, we feel great confidence in now placing this ritual before the public as complete, with signs, passwords and grips, giving in detail a full history and general sketch of the progress of the society, with information which has heretofore been unpublished, concerning the objects and requirements of membership in this organization. Being a religious, as well as a secret order, its secret workings have aroused unusual interest, and the publishers feel that they have satisfied a general demand in presenting this volume, with the full first 3 degrees. This exposition, while being issued complete, and as giving the authentic work now used in all Knights of Columbus councils, is not issued with any malice towards the organization. It is not intended as an exposure, but is intended as a guide to those contemplating joining the order, who desire previous information regarding the organization, and it is also intended that present members who are desirous of obtaining a higher degree may use this volume in attaining greater proficiency in the various degrees. The Knights of Columbus is a Roman Catholic organization whose membership is confined to men affiliated with that church. Taking its name from the discoverer of America, it is interesting to note that the first council to receive a charter was given the name of San Salvador, the island on which Columbus landed in 1492. The moving spirit in promoting the birth of the order was the Reverend M.J. McGivney, then curate of St. Mary's Church in New Haven, Connecticut. He was ably assisted by the Reverend Lawler, Cornelius Driscoll, Michael Curran, William Geary, Bartholomew Healy, Daniel Colwell, John Gorrigan, Dr. M.C. O'Connor, and James Mulligan. Through their efforts an organization was effected at New Haven on February 2, 1882, and as incorporators, a charter secured under the laws of Connecticut, on March 29 of the same year. As defined by the charter, the purposes of the society are to furnish insurance to its members, and at least temporary financial aid to the families of deceased members. 2. To develop practical Catholicity among its members. 3. To promote Catholic education and charity. Such are the avowed purposes of the founders. In its organization, however, there was an unexpressed but clearly defined purpose which has no doubt immeasurably accelerated its growth. For ages there has been a lack of harmony between the Catholic clergy and secret societies in general. The mysteries of an oath-bound secret organization, meeting behind guarded doors, admission to which can be gained only by whispered words, a friendly grip of the hand that carries with it the thrill and remembrance of common experiences, and at the same time adds a feeling of ease and security even among strangers. These have been alluring to men in all times, but have never been favorably received by the Catholic clergy. To combat the influences of such societies outside the pale of the Church, the idea was evolved of supplying to the men a society combining all of the elements of a secret order, and at the same time keeping its movements under surveillance of the Catholic clergy, as may be witnessed by the following conditions of membership. 1. All apostolic delegates, cardinals, archbishops and bishops are ex officio members of the order, entitled to admittance on all occasions. 2. All priests, secular and regular, may join the order without examination, but must pay their dues to remain in good standing. All male members of the Catholic Church who are over 16 years of age, and in good standing, are eligible. They must, however, show that they are Catholics, have made their last Easter duty, are willing and will pledge themselves to live up to the laws of the Church. Application for membership may be made by candidates fulfilling these requirements and their petitions balloted upon at any regular meeting of a council. If elected, the candidates may be initiated and admitted to full membership in the order. Initiations are given to classes of 10 or more candidates. The larger the class, the more lasting and impressive are the lessons taught through the ceremonies of the initiation. In order to become a candidate for membership in this organization, the party desirous of joining must have a knight in good standing present his name before a meeting. Application blank will be furnished him, which must be signed by his parish priest. This is turned over to the investigating committee, who proceeds in the usual way to find out whatever facts are obtainable concerning the applicant's reputation, health, moral and financial standing. If the investigating committee reports favorably, the applicant is notified to attend for initiation. An initial fee of $5 is usually required, which is refunded in case of rejection. If the applicant is accepted, the additional fee, usually $10, is paid before his initiation, but in some cases this can be paid in installments within 30 or 60 days. The committees of the Knight of Columbus do not differ from those of other secret societies, odd numbers being the rule. The Knights of Columbus issues insurance policies in sums of $1,000, $2,000 and $3,000 to members between the ages of 18 and 60 years, who are able to meet the requirements of a physical examination by a medical inspector. The rates of insurance are adjusted every 5 years, until a member has attained the age of 60, when a flat rate, based upon his age at initiation, becomes operative. During the fiscal year ending June 30, 1914, death claims amounting to $723,475 were paid to beneficiaries. Since its organization, death claims amounting to $7,308,682 have been paid by the society. On January 1, 1905, there were in force 43,537 policies, while on January 1, 1914, there were in force 106,281 policies, aggregating $112,286,750. The organizers, on May 15, 1882, met at New Haven, Connecticut, in a body known as the Supreme Council, and instituted the first subordinate council, which they styled San Salvador Council No. I of New Haven. Subordinate councils multiplied rapidly, but were confined to the limits of Connecticut until April 15, 1885, when one was instituted at Westerly, Rhode Island. At the present time the order has subordinate councils firmly established in every state in the United States, in every province in the Dominion of Canada, in Cuba, Puerto Rico, Newfoundland, the Philippine Islands and Alaska. Owing to the rapid growth of the order, one of the difficult problems has been that of regulating the number of members entitled to seats in the Supreme Council. The first effort resulted in a law declaring that this body should thereafter consist of the Supreme Committee and one delegate for each 50 members of the several subordinate councils. Under this apportionment the Supreme Council soon became so unwieldy that on May 14, 1886, the Supreme Council, by resolution, became a board of government composed of the former Supreme Committee as directors, and giving to the Grand Knight and past Grand Knight of each subordinate council a voice and vote in its deliberations. As the order extended its activities into the various states, the Board of Government again found it necessary to decrease the number of delegates. This was done by considering the Board of Government as the national body and providing for state councils, composed of 2 delegates from each subordinate council in the state. The name Board of Government was dropped and that of National Council adopted. The National Council consists of the state deputy of each state council and 1 delegate from every 1,000 members of the insurance class. The creation of the National Council was followed in October, 1893, by the recognition of an entirely new and distinct class of members known as associate members. This class admits to membership men of advanced years, and those who, because of physical disability, are unable to pass the physical examination, and, finally, all men of Catholic allegiance not desiring the insurance features. It is probably due to this latter class, numbering, on January 1914, 220,577 members, as against 106,281 members in the insurance class, that has caused the order to develop the social, educational, and charitable work in a marked degree. Notable work has been performed by the order in promoting Catholic education, providing homes for Catholic orphans, endowing scholarships in Catholic colleges, providing lectures on Catholic doctrine, maintaining employment bourgeois, and performing works of similar character. On every battlefield of Europe and in every cantonment of our own country, the knights are found ministering to the wounded, the sick and disconsolate, while adding words of cheer and encouragement to the more fortunate. In 1904 the Catholic University at Washington was given the sum of $50,000 for the endowment of a chair of American history. Columbus Day, the observation of which has been legalized by the legislatures of 15 states, is due mainly to the influence of the Knights of Columbus. These states are California, Colorado, Connecticut, Illinois, Kentucky, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Missouri, Montana, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania and Rhode Island. Being national in character, the society has been largely instrumental in securing by the United States government the splendid monument in Washington, erected to the memory of Columbus. As he gave to the world a new continent, it is but meet that the Knights should endeavor to bring that continent under the influence of religion, goodwill to men, and loyalty to the nation. A fourth degree was added to the work of the Knights of Columbus on February 22, 1900, when a class of 1,200 candidates was initiated in New York City. These came from every section of the United States. The requirement for membership in this degree is that a candidate has been a member of the third degree for a period of 2 years just past. In 1908 there appeared a new order under the name of the Order of the Alhambra, and claiming to be a higher and more select branch of the Knights of Columbus. Its candidates are chosen from the members of the third and fourth degrees. This order has been bitterly opposed by the hierarchy of the Church on the grounds that its ceremonies are entirely foreign to the work of the Knights of Columbus.